Okay, I'm going to be making a headband, and I'm also going to be doing kind of a tutorial on just beginning. This is a perfect project to do when you're just starting, because you don't need to worry about gauge, which is tension, which in some patterns will say you want, say, 6 single crochet equals inch, or a certain amount of rows equals an inch. With this, you'll just be able to crochet until it reaches around your head, and then you'll attach it, and then we'll make a little flower. So here's what it looks like on. Okay, now I suggest when you're doing this, or when you're starting out with crochet, that you don't use too dark a color. You wouldn't want to go for a dark blue or a black. Go to the lighter colors and stay away from specialty yarns when you're just beginning, because it is harder to see the stitches with the specialty yarns or the darker, and it's really important when you're first beginning to be able to see those stitches. Now when you get a little further along, the specialty yarns are really neat because they can cover up a little bit of unevenness, or if you did mess up your stitches. But when you're first starting, and for maybe a practice piece like this, it's good to have the lighter yarn, and you know, the cheaper the better. If even with cotton yarn, it can split, which can get kind of frustrating when you're first starting. So start with the lighter yarn and a cheaper yarn, and you want to start with nice crochet hooks though. Don't go, I mean, they're not expensive, but don't go for the plastic ones, because sometimes those have a line that meets them, and that can catch on the yarn. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to show you how to do a headband. A headband with a sort of a little flower decoration. So you're going to chain 7 to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you're going to go into that second chain from your hook, and you're going to single crochet 7 stitches. This first one counts as your first single crochet. So now I'm on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now for your second row, you're going to do a double crochet. So I do 3 chains to get that height, turn it around, that's my turning chain, and this counts as my first double crochet. So if we're starting with 2, it's very nice when you're first starting to do something really narrow like this, because it's difficult when you're first starting to make sure that you're not dropping stitches, especially at the front, at the beginning and the end of your row. That's the hardest part. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So your last one, 7. And I went through both loops to do that. Okay, and this is going to be our pattern. Single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, on and on until you make a piece big enough to go around your head. And maybe not quite big enough to go around your head. Give it, you know, just a tiny bit of space, so because this will stretch. So once you get that done, you are going to have a long piece like this, and you see our pattern: single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, boop, boop. So you need to make sure that this isn't twisted. You're going to meet it. So there, it's not twisted. So you're going to do a slip stitch. You're going to go, here's how you do it. So I've got my loop from the end of my piece, and then I'm going to go into the foundation chain at the beginning of my piece and work a slip stitch all the way down to meet those rows. I think it's a good strong way to bind your piece. Okay, so catch it, and then to do the slip stitch, you don't bring it up And this, like a single crochet, you just go through the loop. So that was one. Oops. 2. So you just bind it all the way off. And like I said, I think this is a really nice, strong way to bring your piece together. Okay, so now you are met. You can cut that piece and weave in the ends. I won't do that right now. You can just take a tapestry needle or use your crochet hook to, oops, just catch it and weave it back and forth. Like that. Okay, so I've got my cool headband. Now I'm going to make a cute little flower. It's going to be a different concept. Other than, it's not going to be rose, it's going to be working in the round. This is a real simple little flower. You can find, there's tons of different patterns, so however you want to embellish your headband, feel free to do so. I'm going to do 6, 1, 2, actually I'm going to do 4, 3, 4. Okay, now, so I've got the 4. To crochet in the round, you go into that first chain, hook it, take it through with a slip stitch. Okay, so now you've got this tiny little hole. I like it when there's just a little one. Then you're going to go into that hole, catch it, and do a single crochet. And then you're going to chain 6. 1. Now one thing I like to do instead of weaving in my ends is just kind of work them into the piece as I go. But whatever works for you. 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you're going to, and trying to make sure that this doesn't get twisted, go into the hole. So that is your first petal. So you're just going to do 6 more like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Single crochet into the hole. All the way around until you get to the end, and when you get to 1, 2, let's do this. 3, 4, oops. 5, 6. When it's your ending one, you're going to do 6 petals, but I'm going to pretend this is my ending one. You are going to work into this first single crochet from your first petal, and you're going to slip stitch. You're going to take it through and you're just going to cut it. Leave a fairly long tail, because what you're going to want to do then is take your flower and place it where you want on the headband, like this. And you can use a tapestry needle, which is something like this, a much bigger needle than a regular needle, and work it in and out of your thing. Or you can take a crochet hook, grab that end, pull it through, kind of have too long a tail here, and affix it to your headband, and then you've got a cute little headband with a flower. Okay, thanks.